Becoming a faster driver can feel like a daunting task, especially when you're just starting out in sim racing. But we're here to help you out. Today we're going over the basics you need to know about to get faster in F1 23. And let's talk about assists first, because if these are set up wrong, you'll be a lot slower than you'll actually have to be. Now, if this is not the case already, be sure to turn these assists off. Steering and braking assists. These are meant as accessibility options. They'll interfere with your own steering and your own braking, and you'll be a worse driver if you use them. The next up is traction control. It helps you to combat wheel spin when you're putting too much power to the wheels. When traction control is fully turned on, you won't be able to get on the power as early and you'll be missing out on loads of speed. So my recommendation would be to set it to medium if you're still getting the hang of the game, or completely turn it off if you're feeling up to the challenge. The ABS or anti-lock brake system does exactly what it says. It prevents your brakes from locking up. Turning this on does not lengthen your braking zone by that much, and driving with ABS is a lot faster than having tire lockups in every other corner. So keeping ABS turned on won't slow you down, while it makes driving somewhat easier. Now, if you want the authentic F1 experience, you can turn it off, but be sure to relearn your braking because it's gonna get tough. In my opinion, you should turn off the dynamic racing line and learn to rely on yourself. If you want to get better at sim racing, it's beneficial to find your racing line and learn to identify braking markers on your own. This way, you'll rely on your own observations to drive the car well instead of a suggested line by the game. Now, if you're completely new to the F1 series or sim racing in general, you can keep the gearbox set to automatic until you get a hang of the driving physics. But having the gearbox set to automatic can sometimes limit you if you want to be faster out on track. Sometimes you'll want to short shift to have some more traction through a difficult corner. Short shifting can be crucial in saving you from a spin or a crash, which is why you want to have full control over your gear changes. So I recommend you turn off the automatic gearbox and learn to shift by yourself, because in the long run, it's an important skill to get right. Now let's talk about how we can actually improve our driving. You could have seen this coming, but you'll have to practice to become a better sim racer. But to effectively practice, you'll have to figure out where you're lacking. So let's go over the basics and you'll figure out where you'll need to focus your efforts to improve as quickly as possible. The first thing you'll have to learn is driving these cars. These are the highest performance automobiles in the world. So they don't behave exactly like your mom's Toyota. If you're struggling to keep these cars on the track, choose one track and learn to drive that track well. By not switching between tracks all the time, you can focus completely on mastering that car. And you'll get the hang of it quicker than if you change tracks every other lap. Now, when you're comfortably handling these cars, it's time to learn the tracks. And please, for everyone's sake, before you jump into an online race, learn how to drive the track you're racing at least a little bit. Learning all the ins and outs of a track can take a long time, but to race on them, you'll have to learn the basics about them. When you're completely new to a track, drive it slowly and take it all in. Pay attention to where the corners are and where they're leading to. Find the braking markers on the side of the road so you'll know where you should be braking. Familiarize yourself with the layout until you can drive it comfortably. Now, when you're familiar with a track and you want to optimize your performance, you can use the Track Titan platform to analyze your driving and get quick tips based on your own driving style, helping you to get faster with personal coaching at any time of the day. Now that you've mastered your car, you've learned the tracks, now you're ready to race. One of the best ways to improve your racing early on is by jumping into races against AI of an appropriate skill level. This way you can learn how to not ram into everyone while keeping your car on the track. Racing is totally different from hot lapping by yourself. you've got to watch out for the other drivers, meaning your normal racing line is not always an option. So the safest and least stressful way to learn racing is by racing against AI. F1 World is a great addition to F1 23 and can help you to level up from beginner to intermediate. It gives you an easy progression path with nice reward structures to keep you motivated. It also provides a lot of variety, giving you a chance to learn all of the tracks one by one before you're thrown in at the deep end. So be sure to check it out. Now, we hope you've learned something new from our tips, and be sure to leave your own tips in the comments down below, as your experience might help others tremendously, and we're all here to learn and get better. Now check out MOZA and Track Titan in the description down below, and we hope to see you in the next video.